I think it's just a fat factor. You just can't eat that.
On the very bottom of the pole, a grizzly bear holds a sculpin. The sculpin, along with the eagle on the very top, represents the agreement between the Haida Nation and Canada to protect Gwaii Haanas from ocean floor to mountaintop. The grizzly bear is on there because it shows how scientific finds in Gwaii Haanas relate to our old stories. Our old stories talk about grizzly bears being on the island. Up until recently, that knowledge was only held in our stories, but now archaeologists have also found evidence of grizzly bears on the island. Above the grizzly bear is 5 good people standing together. This feature on the pole represents the blockade in the early 90s, which shut down the logging and led to the protection of Gwaii Haanas. The raven embraces the 5 people. The raven, along with the eagle, represents the 2 sides of the Haida Nation, and we need both to be working together to have a thriving nation. And it shows like what happened during the Gwaii Haanas blockade when the people of Old Masset and the people of Skidegate came together, and people went out on the line, and also not only with the raven and the eagle, but within families and stuff, how people have to work together to move forward and get things done. Above the raven is Sacred One Standing and Moving, and he got on the pole after I'd already started, and we had a giant earthquake, and everyone seemed to be fine. There was some problems, things falling off shelves and TVs falling over and whatnot, but everyone was fine until we heard that the hot springs down in Gwaii Haanas had dried up, and it was sort of a big loss for the whole island. Sacred One Standing and Moving wears a wasco, a sea wolf. On the wasco's back is the marten, which runs up and down the pole before an earthquake and is the noise that is heard just before an earthquake hits. In the left ear of the wasco is a dog, which also tells of the archaeological finds in Gwaii Haanas of a dog which I think was 12 or 13,000 years old, and if verified, would be the oldest evidence of humans on the island, although our stories go back quite a bit further than that. In the other ear is a visitor, and I put the visitor in there because the visitor actually is a feature of Gwaii Haanas now. If you go down there in the summer, the visitors down there are part of the landscape and part of the story down there now. Above the wasco and holding on to the tail is the 3 watchmen. The watchmen on top are there to recognize the Gwaii Haanas watchmen who have played an integral role in the protection of Gwaii Haanas. They've been down there for something like the last 30 years, and it's their presence on the land has really protected it and looked after the villages. The watchmen are also there not only for Gwaii Haanas watchmen, but also all those who have been down there guarding over the land in the last few decades. This includes the wardens and other people, researchers and everyone, Haida citizens who have been down there. On the very top is the eagle, and I've touched on 2 aspects of that. The one being the agreement with the Haida Nation in Canada, and the other one being the 2 sides of the Haida Nation with the eagle and the raven.